It's Wednesday, it's 7 p.m. You could grab a beer and watch us from your patio, your living room, or your bathtub. It's Fantastic Voyage, live improv from your house. Please welcome to your screen your host for this evening, Travis.
Hello to the online world. Welcome to Fantastic Voyage, where we've unproved our show for you. We've taken our bar basement show, brought it to you online. Our job is to make you laugh. You can kind of think of us as your favorite lube. We're here to pleasure you, comedically, that is. Hey, with that, let's introduce our troupe for you today. Let's give it up for Matt. And let's bring in Blake.
Stuck the landing.
And Bill. Keep that applause going for Zach.
Hey.
And finally, please welcome Steve.
Oh.
And from behind the scenes, please welcome Becca.
Yay.
All right, we're going to run through a set of games for you today. You can see them up on your screen as they are, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to get a lot of suggestions from you in order to inspire the scenes that we're going to do and the activities that we play. So please start providing your responses to the questions that Becca will be putting on the chat on Facebook. So we start having some of those things to inspire what we're going to be doing for you. We're going to start off with the game that we call What Are You Doing? How does this work? Because I'll have two players staying with me on the screen, which looks like will be Zach and Steve. And how this will happen is I'm going to get a couple letters because we're fantastic at playing this type of game. And for example, Zach will start doing something and Steve will say, "What are you doing?" It's Zach's responsibility to provide Steve with an answer starting with these two letters, but different than what he's actually doing. Steve will perform that activity, and Zach will return the favor to him, asking him, "What are you doing?" So, to get things going, I just need a couple letters from you. Becca, do you have a couple letters we could start with?
I do. G and Z.
All right, we're going to start off with G and Z, and Zach, we'll start with you.
Hey, Zach, what are you doing?
Got zebras. Okay, let's see here. We're down here at the Safari Emporium. We've got lions, we've got giraffes, and hell yeah, we've got zebras. We got zebras up the wazoo. Come on.
What are you doing?
I am gaining 0.
Oh man, give me all you got. Give me all you got. Oh, got nothing. Oh,
Zach, what are you doing?
George Zorba-ing.
Okay, I gotta get the lead in this play. My character is George Zorba. He's a weirdo. He speaks like he's banging a garbage can full of gravel with an out-of-tune guitar. Okay, here we go. He's got nothing in passion.
Steve, what are you doing?
I have no idea.
All right, we're going to ask Steve to leave. We'll have somebody come back. That is Bill, and we're going to get these guys 2 new letters to begin with. Becca, what are our 2 letters?
O-P.
O and P. And Zach, why don't you get us going again?
Hey, Zach, what are you doing?
Open predicament.
I'm not hiding anything from you, boss. What we've got is a real issue. I don't know how to solve it. I can't do anything right. It's just, we've got a real pickle here, boss. And
What are you doing, bro?
What are you doing? Clearly I'm ordering pizzas.
I like sausage. You should double the sausage and put spinach on there. Lots and lots of 30 seconds or less. You want
Hey Zach, what are you doing?
Ode to P.
That is why we have gathered here tonight to dedicate this show about the alphabet to the letter P. P will be introduced into our Alphabet Hall of Fame. We feel it is a versatile letter that has not gotten its due over the years. So tonight, we'd like to finally honor that letter that has a straight line and then a kind of a half circle thingy. Yes.
Bill, what are you
letter
doing?
P. I am originating pineapple.
All right. Let me, gotta make citrus fruit that looks like it had a bad haircut. All right. Down. Ah. I'm a pineapple. Look at me.
Zach, what are you doing, man?
I don't know.
All right, Zach, thank you. Let's have somebody else jump in. We've got Blake and Bill going to perform in this. We're going to get 2 more letters from Becca. What are those 2 letters?
Q and W.
Q and W. And Bill, why don't you start things off?
Hey, Bill, what are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm quickly whispering.
Okay, this is really important. You gotta listen very carefully. I've got a big secret for you, but you can't tell anyone, okay? So listen to what I'm about to say. Okay, what you need to know is that the secret answer to everything in the universe is 42.
Wait. What are you doing?
Quitting water.
Quitting water.
Yes.
You know, I've had it with you, water. You're just no good anymore. You're disgusting. I only drink bourbon and soda pop now. Water, you just don't do it for me anymore.
What are you doing, Bill?
That's what I say. I don't know.
All right, we're going to kick Bill off. We're going to bring Matt in. And to make this even tough for our last 2 participants is we're going to get 3 letters from our audience. Becca, what are those 3 letters?
Y, J, F.
Y, J, and F. And Blake, we will start with you.
Oh, yo, Blake, what are you doing?
Youthfully juggling ferrets.
Oh, ferrets! Oh, they're better than cats to juggle. But you make sure you have the youth and this and vigor. 1, 2, 3, get them all in the air. There we go. Oh, and if one drops, oh no, it can crawl back up your leg. That's
Zach, or Matt, what are you doing?
I am yodeling Django Fett.
Yodelay, Han, yodelay, Han. Where are you, Han? I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you. I did not vocally warm up for this.
What are you doing, Blake?
I am yellow jacket flinging.
Oh, yellow jacket. I know you're cousins with one of them murder hornets. Take that, okay? Oh, shit, now there's a whole swarm of them. Yellow jackets, fling away.
Matt, what are you doing?
I am yellow belly jelly bean farting.
I don't know if I... Okay. I think it's cherry.
No, I don't want. What are you doing, Blake?
I don't know. There's nothing else with those letters.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with that one. Wow. Yellow belly jelly bean farting, huh?
Farting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds nasty. Sounds nasty.
Sounds nasty.
All fun. Excellent. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to a game we call Lego Stories. I'm going to have 2 players stay with me here for a second. Everybody else stop their video. And these 2 are going to formulate a story, hopefully, that we'll see them also perform. Now, how this works is we'll get some inspiration from our audience. And these 2 are going to build this story 1 word at a time, going back and forth. If I like what I hear, I'm going to ask them to play it out as a scene. If I find it boring, I find things too slow to develop, I'm going to kick them off. We'll get some new players and we'll start over again with a new Lego story. So we need a little inspiration to get this going. Becca, do we have some inspiration for developing a story?
We do. Slipper socks.
Slipper socks is your inspiration.
Man.
One. Oh.
They
I
looked
at
my
feet
and
discovered
that
there
was
slippers
on
my
socks.
where
Did
they
come
from?
Let me see those discovering slippers. Where did they come from?
Oh. Morning, Dad.
Hey, son. Hey, son.
I didn't hear you come down the stairs like I usually do in the morning.
Son. Something's different. Something's different. Something's changed. It's new.
What is it, Dad?
I've got slippers on my socks.
Wow.
I know. I know, son.
Well, you're definitely officially retired then.
Yes, I'm retired now. Yeah, give me a Sunday paper.
All right, we'll end it there. We'll end it there.
Okay.
Let's bring a couple other players back and build a new story. While we're waiting for our players to join us, Becca, what's going to be the inspiration for this Lego story?
A honey-do list.
A honey-do list between Matt and Steve. Go ahead.
On
Thursday,
my
wife
made
me
a
list
for
things
to
do
on
Friday.
That sounds too normal. Too normal. Let's get two other players in here. All right, Bill, who's going to join Bill? Zach, thank you. Becca, how about, well, actually, let's do this. Honey-do list. Give me a news story around honey-do list.
First,
You
should
clean
up
the
basement.
then
You
should
always
wash
the
dishes.
please
Finally,
with
the
utmost
care
place
the
Tupperware
inside
the
hamper.
All right, let me see that. I want to see the Tupperware in the camper.
Where did you want me to put it, dear?
Oh, no, not in the cupboard. No, not in the cupboard. There's no room in our kitchen. Our kitchen is so small. Put it in the camper.
The camper.
Yes, the camper. You heard what I said.
I have to go down to the basement garage in order to do that.
Yes, well, we don't use Tupperware that often, so put it in the camper. Our home is so small, you see, and the camper is the only place where there's room to fit all the Tupperware.
Yes, dear.
You know, I have that Pampered Chef subscription, and, well, sometimes I just get carried away, and now we're full of Tupperware.
What?
Yes, right behind the door.
I can't hear you.
Donald, be careful.
I can't hear you.
Donald? Oh. Oh my God, Donald, are you all right? Donald, what happened?
I wanted to be a good husband.
And now there's a bone sticking out of your leg. Oh, the horror!
We'll end it there.
Little
We'll end it there.
Tupperware.
I don't want to see any bones hanging out anywhere. That's, oh, getting creepy. Let's get two more players. One more story. Welcome, Matt. Need one
I mean, I
more?
can play with my second personality if nobody else
We
wants to.
might end up doing that. Hey, Becca, what's our inspiration for this story?
An air fryer.
An air fryer. Matt, why don't you kick us off?
Oil
Is
No.
Joke.
Don't
Put
it
on
food.
unless
You
want
to
burn
your
mouth.
instead
Try
air
fresheners.
that
Smell
like
French.
toast.
Let me see that. What does that look like?
Oh, Doug. Oh, I'm so hungover. You got breakfast going?
Sure do. Just I'll get it going once I drink this big glass of oil.
No, what are you doing, man? No, well, hold on.
What?
Hold on, man. I was reading this story on BuzzFeed. Okay. So the oil cleanse, it cleanses out your stuff, but I heard that's bad. I picked up this whole box of air fresheners. Okay, it's a lot more healthy for you.
Well, if
I
it was
sip this in the morning.
if it was on BuzzFeed, then it must be true.
Well, of course, yeah. Here, we got Hawaiian citrus. Okay, try that out.
Okay.
That should be tasty.
Wow.
Yeah, and you like you sort of feel like warming up.
Tastes just like fake nasty pineapple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it says right here it's got Clorox in it too. So I mean, yeah.
We'll end it right there. Thank you guys. I'll really have everybody join us back. So one of the things that we do besides improv is we do advertising. We help market products, and we're going to give you an example of how we market those products today in a game we call taglines. We'll get suggestions from our audience, and based on those suggestions, we'll give you our best tagline to sell you that item. And hopefully you buy plenty of them because we could use the money. All right, Becca, to get us going for our first tagline, what was the audience like to see us give a tagline for?
Wine racks.
Wine racks.
Wine rack.
Aww, my boobs are too small. Wine racks.
Because not everything can fit in the camper. Wine racks.
And now if you look over here, you'll see the skeleton of the drunken cousin to the Tyrannosaur. The wine racks. Wine racks.
You can fit a Merlotto wine on it. Wine racks.
All right, good. Let's move on. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
How to prove to your pretentious friends that you fit in with the sommeliers? Wine racks.
Because wine cellars are so 2002. Wine racks.
Wine rack.
Got a lot more to that than I thought we would. Let's go on to the next suggestion. Becca, what is our next tagline suggestion?
Hammocks.
Hammocks.
Why not take a waffle nap? Hammocks.
The closest you'll ever feel to a fish caught in the sea. Hammocks.
Sure, you feel lazy, but do you look lazy? Hammocks.
Don't be afraid. It won't make fun of your pig. Hammock.
All right, let's move on to another suggestion. Hey, Becca, what's our next tagline suggestion?
A bottle of Jack.
A bottle of Jack.
Next time, pour out a bottle of me, Zach.
Bottle of Jack.
Because Jeff is only the second best Daniels. Bottle of Jack.
Because you
Wanna
like
feel-
yourself too much to drink vodka. Bottle of Jack.
There's not a damn thing in here. Bottle of Jack.
Let's move on to another tagline, Becca. How about another suggestion?
Laptops.
Laptops.
Laptops or laptops? Laptops.
Otherwise known as Zoom portals. Laptops.
A handy place to keep your strippers. Laptops.
Now you can apply radiation directly to your crotch. Laptops.
Don't worry, most of them are PC. Laptops.
The only way I get out these days.
Laptops.
Becca, let's get us another suggestion.
Bug spray.
Bug spray. Everybody's in a summer mind.
Just trust me, it's really good. You don't need the deets. Bug spray.
The best way to get off this summer. Bug spray.
Well, I ended with that one. Very good. Congratulations to Bill for closing that one out. You know, Bill, you were so good at that game. I think I'm going to ask you to actually step aside for a little bit. Would you mind doing that?
Get out! Get out!
I'm going to have Steve actually kick you out for a little bit. We're going to have Bill perform our guessing game of press conference. How this works is Bill is he's done some type of activity that we're going to capture from you, the audience, and we're going to get him to try to figure out what that activity is and where he did that. So we'll get that activity and location from you in just a second. But it'll be up to our other players here to pretend to be journalists that provide him clues through their questions to get him towards the answers that of his activity and where he did this. So for Bill, Becca, what activity did Bill do?
He was licking a frozen pole.
He was licking a frozen pole. And where was he licking this frozen pole?
The Sahara Desert.
In the Sahara Desert, because that totally makes sense. That's awesome. Love it. All right, Steve, if you want to bring Bill back for us, we'll have him come back. In the meantime, our journalists are going to start getting ready with some questions to ask Bill. That Bill will then come forth and try to figure out what it is that he did. Take it away, Bill. Welcome.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for being here. I just want to say how proud I am for doing this. I have so many people to thank, but out of respect for your time and your deadlines, I'm just going to get straight to questions. So, Matt, down there.
Yes, Matt from Indiana Heritage. I know that they say history repeats itself, but were you aware of that? And have you seen A Christmas Story?
I have not actually seen A Christmas Story, which might explain why things turned out for me the way they did. Zach?
Yeah, this is Zach from the Rip Skin Journal of Medicine. How cold is it?
I mean, it's really cold. Obviously, now I'm located in the state of Minnesota. It's, below freezing 9 months of the year by state law. So it's really cold. It's really, really cold, and it can be painful, as I learned. So, Blake.
Yes, Blake from Winter Weekly. Were you triple dog dared into doing this? And if so, how did you?
I could
get out of it in the end.
I could blame other people, but I just don't want to stand up here and take responsibility. That nobody else was at fault for what happened to me except me. I was the only one who did it, and ultimately it's on me as a leader to take responsibility for all my actions, good or bad. Steve.
Yeah, this is Steve from obviousclue.com. I was wondering, you seem to be speaking pretty well right now. Did you have to have reconstructive surgery?
Yeah, this actually isn't my original tongue. When I licked that pole and got it stuck, they had to amputate and put a new tongue in. So But thankfully, we've got some great medical workers and doctors here in the Twin Cities, and now my new tongue is as good as new. Matt.
Yes. I mean, I know you have that you started off your practices here in Minnesota, and it seems like a natural place to start practicing. But why did you choose to go to such an extreme difference to where you're going to do this?
Well, I just thought it was more exciting if I licked a pole in Indiana and got my tongue stuck that way.
Yeah, and we appreciate that you came here to Indiana, but I mean, even going further than that, it's you really pushing the boundaries of where it could happen.
Yeah, Blake?
Blake from Summer Weekly. So you've done this more than once. So did you think after the incident in Indiana that it wouldn't have the same outcome if some of the ambient conditions were different?
Well, I mean, I got my tongue stuck in a boardwalk on the Jersey Shore, but that happens, you know. I like sticking my tongue in places it doesn't belong. I think my personal record has borne that out at this point. Zach.
Zach from Trials and Tribulations. Did you find an oasis in the peril?
I did, because my personal philosophy is that there's a wonder wall for every kind of trouble. But, you know, ultimately that's what I try to take away, you know, from all the things that happen to me, good or bad. So, Blake?
I have two questions, if that's okay.
No, sure.
First of all, did you get any sand in your mouth? And second of all, did you bless the rains while you were there?
Well, you know, Toto was not with me at the time, to the best of my knowledge. So I did get some sand stuck in my tongue, but, you know, ultimately, I feel like it was worth it in the end. Steve?
Yeah, Steve, once again from obviousclue.com. There is a rumor going around that you thought the sign said dessert. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Well, I mean, when you're in the Sahara and your tongue swells up because of the dehydration, that can be an issue. That can be an issue. And you know, there's nothing I like doing more than talking, but a swollen tongue is nothing to mess around with.
Bill,
That's why I had a swollen tongue in the desert.
By doing what?
Yeah, why was your tongue swollen?
Because I made out with a camel. But I'm
we've already covered this. We just need the sound bite for the news radio.
Yeah.
Was the camel before or after the other thing, which you also did in Indiana, as well as doing in the Sahara?
Oh, I was in the Indiana dunes, clearly.
You were in the Sahara, but you did the same thing you did in Indiana in the Sahara, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I fell face first, and I ate some sand. Does that guy from obviousclues.com have any more questions?
That's not what I have reported. No, it was the other thing.
Oh, the other thing. I licked a frozen pole in the Sahara?
Yeah. Okay.
And I wouldn't have expected it to be frozen. But, you know, that I wanted to see if the conditions held up in Indiana as they do in the Sahara. And, you know, my tongue took the worst of it, but I'm glad we could do that experiment for science.
Well, thank you, Bill. We thank you for your time and providing that soundbite for the journalists. Journalists, are you good?
Yeah. Thank you all for
right.
coming.
Excellent.
And,
well, thank you, Bill. Thank you for joining us.
I'll see you next time.
All right. That was press conference. Give it up for Bill. Doing a good job. Good job, Bill.
Woo!
Yay.
You got there twice.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to give you a little bit of a break. I'm going to let you
you.
step out for a bit. And Matt and Steve, have you drop out too. And we're going to leave Zach and Blake. And Zach and Blake are going to play one of our favorite scene games called Drama Queen. These two are going to perform a very dramatic scene, and it's going to heighten over time. and it'll be fun to watch. But we need some type of event that's going on these two are at. Becca, what event might these two be at?
They're at a wedding in Las Vegas.
A wedding in Las Vegas. All right, drama queen guys, take it away.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Can you speak a little louder? I can't hear you.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful ceremony.
Yeah, it was.
It was great. It was wonderful.
Mm.
It was the best. It was beautiful for the ages.
And now we're married.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
You don't look so hot.
What are you saying? Are you saying that I'm some kind of lightweight? Are you saying that I can't hold my liquor? Are you saying that I get completely trashed after half an hour at a casino bar? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, dear. I wouldn't say that. No. No, we're married. We're married. Yay! It's gonna be great. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. It's gonna be beautiful, and after a while we might have some kids. It's gonna be so. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Wedded bliss.
Yeah, bliss.
Mm.
Honey, yeah, can you pass a martini to me?
Okay.
Okay, beer's fine. Beer's fine.
All right, the first thing I grabbed.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that your wife, the wife you just married, doesn't deserve a martini? That she's not fancy or pretty or beautiful enough? That she's just one of the guys drinking the beer? That I'm not a special lady? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
No, I'm just trying to say that this all-you-can-drink buffet is almost empty, and all that was left was beer.
Okay. Yeah, best drink is a free drink. That's what I want.
Well, I guess the next thing for us to do is move in together. We should find an apartment somewhere.
Oh, honey, I must live in a house. I must live in a house. I can't live in an apartment.
Wait, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you can't handle living in a dwelling that's stuck to another dwelling, that's stuck to another dwelling, that's stuck to another dwelling, and then has more dwellings on top, and they're each different people, and you think that I can't afford to buy a house, and is that what you're trying to say? That I'm some poor person who just dreams about living in a dwelling stuck to another dwelling that's stuck to another dwelling that's stuck to another dwelling with more dwellings above and below?
Oh no, honey. I'm just saying that I believe in you, and you've got a lot of get up and go, and you just need to apply yourself. You just need to apply yourself, and we can live in a nice house.
Oh, I appreciate that, honey. You got a lot of giddy up too.
What are you trying to say to me? Are you trying to say I'm some sort of cowboy? Is that what you're trying to say? Are you saying that I look more like a Western cowboy to you instead of the wife you just married? That you could imagine me going, yeehaw, ride 'em, partner, and riding a doggy? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
No.
Going your supper? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
No, I'm trying to say that you're like a wild stallion. You're free and wild and untamed.
Oh, Wilbur, you flatter me so.
Well, it's true, Alice. It's really true. It's like the Elvis impersonator said when he had to do my vows for me. I love you.
Oh, Wilbur, you are rough. You are rough. You might need to lie down.
What are you trying to say? That I lack equilibrium? That I can't stand up under my own power? That for one reason or another my inner ear is off? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if that's what you're trying to say,
Wilbur? Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. You need to go lie down. Wilbur? Wilbur? Wilbur, are you okay?
Hopefully Wilbur's okay.
Oh, good.
Whew.
Wilbur.
That is drama queen.
Poor Wilbur. Ooh.
I'm glad Blake's okay. I don't know about Wilbur, but I'm glad Blake's okay.
I have over 38 years of experience falling all the time.
Yeah, but have you ever fallen at home?
At home? Yes.
Or online? Ooh, scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
There's no bottom online to fall on.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
endless.
Yeah.
You just fall through the internet forever. You're like
Just
a
keep
meme.
going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe someday we'll discover the bottom. Who knows?
Yeah, you ever seen message boards? Those things are pretty near the bottom.
Yeah.
Very true, Matt. Very true.
Like Facebook comments.
Yes.
Except
All right.
the ones next to the video. Those are great.
Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on before Steve digs us a deeper hole of endlessness in the internet. We're going to move on to a game that we call Dr. Know-It-All. This includes all the players. And basically, Dr. Know-It-All is what it says. It's a doctor who knows everything and will answer any question you have with a exact, precise, know-it-all type of answer. So our players are ready for this. Becca, we just need some questions from the audience that Dr. Oh, actually, before we get there, I'd like Dr. Know-It-All to introduce himself to our audience first. So why don't we start there? Dr. Know-It-All, please introduce yourself.
Hello.
My
Name
Is Doctor.
No.
it.
All
and
I.
No.
It.
all
that's
All.
Well, welcome, Dr. Know-It-All. Glad that you know it all, and that's all there is to know is all. We're going to get some questions from the audience. Becca, what's the first question for Dr. Know-It-All?
What is your favorite letter of the alphabet?
Dr. Know-It-All, what is your favorite letter of the alphabet?
My
Favorite.
letter
is
The
letter
P.
Z.
It
reminds
Me.
of
Things
that
start
With.
the
letter
he
such
As.
pineapple
placebo.
pinnacle.
porcupine.
Pinocchio.
persimmon
Presently
And
Philippines.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. I'm glad we got to the right letter on that too. So, of course, I don't doubt you because you know it all. And P should be everybody's favorite letter of the alphabet. Becca, what's another question for Dr. Know-It-All from our audience?
Why is there a Facebook group where everyone pretends to be ants?
Ants?
It's like the small bug.
Okay. So the question to Dr. Know-It-All is, why is there a Facebook group that exists where everyone pretends to be the insect an ant?
Very
Few.
people
Really?
No.
Why?
There.
Are
Facebook?
People.
And
They.
must
Do?
And
letter
Many.
characters
So?
ants.
Okay, Dr. Know-It-All. So you need to be a character in your Facebook groups. Okay. And Ant is by far the best character to be, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. Becca, let's move on to the next question from our audience.
What is the best way to train a gerbil?
So Dr. Know-It-All audience would like to know, what is the best way to train a gerbil?
the
Best.
way
To?
Train.
a
Gerbil.
involves
Putting?
On.
gloves
And
slicing
The?
Tail.
then
you.
show
The?
Inside.
to
A.
another
Gerbil?
Why?
that's
Awful.
it
Works?
For.
most.
Okay, Dr. Know-It-All. So to train a gerbil, you must cut off a tail, show the insides to another gerbil, which will then behave the way you would like it to. Okay. I suppose it makes sense. It's a little disturbing.
fear-based,
but,
fear-based teaching.
we'll take it for what it is. And again, we don't doubt you. You know it all. Becca, let's get one more question for Dr. Know-It-All here. How about a really tough question that nobody thinks Dr. Know-It-All could really ask or answer?
Please explain a Googleplex.
So Dr. Know-It-All, they would like you to explain what a Googleplex is.
Well,
Let's.
See
Exactly.
Who?
a
Googleplex.
profits
Just?
Think.
about
That.
the
Internet?
Makes.
fools
Out.
of
Everyone?
Be.
careful
There.
Okay. that's-
alphabet
Can?
Damage.
your
Self.
psyche.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. I think you warned us very well in regards to what might happen and who profits from it, but you didn't really tell me what a Googleplex is. You want to elaborate just a tad bit more?
details.
Details.
Details
All right, fair enough. All right, we won't worry about the details. Becca, let's get one final question for Dr. Know-It-All, and then we'll ask Dr. Know-It-All to leave us with some parting comments. What is that last question for Dr. Know-It-All?
Why would a coconut choose to migrate?
Why would a coconut choose, operative word, to migrate?
A
Coconut.
has
No?
Legs.
it
Can.
find
Ways?
To.
fly
Elsewhere.
with
Sparrows?
Watch.
and
Learn.
by
The?
Crow.
Thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. So the coconut basically gets help in migrating. Why it chooses to do so still might be a mystery to all of us, but you've enlightened us today. I appreciate all your answers. Any parting comments that you'd like to leave the audience with?
Ultimately,
I
think everyone is
smart
and
Tough.
and I
wish
you
Will
be
Vigilant.
in
your
learning
endeavors.
Sincerely.
doctor.
no
it
All.
Thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. We will take your advice. We'll make sure to continue to learn and develop ourselves so we know it all as well. Awesome. Well, thank you. That was the game of Dr. Know-It-All. Good job, everybody. We're going to move on to one of our favorite line structure games, which is telling you about how sex with us is based off the suggestions that you provide to us. And this is a very fun one, so we're just going to jump right into it. Becca, what are some of the suggestions our audience would like to hear what sex with us is like?
A rubber ducky.
A rubber ducky.
Sex with me is like a rubber ducky. It's the one.
Sex with me is like a rubber ducky. It's gonna burst.
sex with me is like a rubber ducky. It's always available, close at hand.
Sex with me is like a rubber ducky. Matt has a surprising amount.
Yes, a surprising amount of sex with you. Awesome. All right, let's move on to our next suggestion. Becca, what's our next suggestion for sex with me?
Gardening.
Gardening. Gardening is the suggestion.
Sex with me is like gardening. It's probably the most frequent thing I do during this quarantine.
Sex with me is like gardening. It starts with a trip to the Home Depot.
Sex with me is like gardening. You have to dig around and watch what comes out.
Sex with me is like gardening. There's a good chance I'll spend plenty of time in the bush.
All right, we're going to move on to our next one. Becca, what's our next suggestion for sex with me?
Heaven.
Heaven.
Sex with me is like heaven. It's unknowable.
Sex with me is like heaven. You gotta spend some time on your knees to get there.
Yes. We're gonna leave that one there. Move on to our next suggestion. Becca, what's our next
A
suggestion?
lawnmower.
Lawnmower. Sex with me is like a lawnmower.
Sex with me is like a lawnmower. It's going to take about 3 pulls to get it going.
We're gonna leave that one at that. Awesome, awesome. Well, you know, we come to that point in our show where we've only got one game left. I'm sad to say, only one game left. But we want to thank you for joining us online for our Unprov show, spending that one quality hour of comedy with us. Hopefully we're providing you the pleasure that you were looking for. We want to make sure that you're also helping support the community. So there probably are some links that are going by around Gestures, Huge, and other improv associations that we want to make sure that we're supporting as well. So please think about supporting the whole local community. And you can also become a Patreon member for us to help us out too. I kind of think of it as if you came to our show and wanted to leave a tip, this is a great way to just do it monthly, and it's like $1.25 a week. Pretty convenient. All right. Well, I am sorry to tell you that there has been a murder. So we're going to have 3 of our players leave, and we're going to leave one person left, which is going to be Steve. And Steve's job is to convey this murder to the first detective, who will kill off Steve We'll get the next detective down, and they'll have to convey it to that detective who will kill him off, and we'll go to the end and see how well we do. It's kind of like phone tag. We need 3 items from the audience in order to get this game going. And the first one is a location for which this murder took place. Becca, what's our location?
A Hanson concert.
A Hanson concert. Lovely. Becca, I'd like a kind of a difficult occupation if you have one, please.
A hibachi chef.
Okay, hibachi chef, I love it. And then we need ultimately the murder weapon that otherwise really wouldn't be a murder weapon.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Okay, I like that. So Steve's gonna recap these in just a second, and I'm hoping we could take this a little slow. We've got time. Let's see if we can really nail this one.
Okay.
So let's recap what we have here. Steve, what are we going after?
All right, the location of this murder is a Hanson concert. The occupation of the murderer was oh my God, help me out.
Hibachi chef.
Hibachi chef, yes, hibachi chef. Hanson concert, hibachi chef. And the murder weapon is Niagara Falls.
All right, wonderful. So if you do the pleasure, we need to get the first detective down here. He's gonna have to send them a quick note so they know to jump in here. So those are the 3 that Steve will be conveying via mime and gibberish. He cannot speak to these individuals in any way, but he can definitely act this out, and he can definitely use some gibberish and some melodies if necessary in order to get them to clue in. Once they think they got it, they'll kill Steve off, and we'll repeat with the next detective. So here is our first detective. Steve, go ahead and take it away.
Zabba zabba, yeah.
Fantastic. Bill's killed off our first person here. And Bill, I'm going to get the next detective down here in a second. Steve's going to help us get that person down here. But Bill, I want you to take your time, really put some detail in this. We've got it. So see how you can really get these 3 clues across to the next detective in some good detailed scenes. How does that sound? All right. So Steve's going to put that little announcement out there to get the second detective coming our way. When they jump in, Bill will start to convey those 3 things. All right. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, zabba 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 zabba.
Yeah,
zabba 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 wabba zabba wabba 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 zabba wabba 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 zabba wabba wabba shoop zabba wabba wabba shoop zabba wabba 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 wabba.
Yeah, zabba. Zaba. Zaba. Zaba.
Zaba waba waba waba. Zaba waba waba waba. Shoot. Shoot. Zaba waba waba. Shoot. Shoot. Zaba waba.
Mmm. Mmm.
Ah, zaba 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 zaba.
Zaba.
Zaba zaba. Zaba zaba zaba, zaba zaba waba, zaba zaba waba, zaba waba, waba.
Yeah. Zaba.
Zaba waba. Zaba waba waba. Zaba waba waba. Boom boom boom. Zaba waba, zaba zaba. Zaba. Zaba waba.
Zaba. Yeah. Zaba.
All right. Good job, Blake. Thank you. Blake, before we get our last detective back here, I'm going to ask that you just take your time, paint a beautiful scene of giving these 3 clues to the next detective, because we've got the time. I want to see how well you can convey your 3 things to him. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. So we'll get our note out there. We're going to get our last detective back, and we'll see how well we do after he kills off Blake.
Zaba.
Zaba, see Zaba.
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 Zaba. Zaba. Zaba. Ooh. Do. Ching. Zaba. Reek. Oh. Reek. Zaba. Ah. Zaba. Shoop. Zaba. Zaba.
Ah, Zaba ne Gaba. Yeah, Zaba ne Daba.
Daba. Daba. Daba.
All right, good job. All right, Matt, give it up for Matt. Good job. Let's get everybody back into the game here. Whether you thought you had it right or wrong, I don't care. It was fun watching you play those out. That was awesome. But let's see how well you actually did do with this chain murder. So Matt, I'm going to start with you. What location did this murder take place?
This happened in a haunted house.
I am sorry to tell you that that is incorrect. Although that would be fun to watch. It was fun to watch, but not the correct answer. Hey, Blake, how about you? What was the location for which this murder took place?
Geez, there was a lot of screaming. Justin Bieber concert.
Oh, wow. You're getting a lot closer, but that's not exactly what was provided to us. So it's going to leave it up to Bill. And Bill, hopefully we can get this. Where was the location for which this murder took place?
Well, Travis, clearly it was a Rolling Stones concert.
No, I am sorry. You're further off the path than Blake was.
Oh, no.
Not nearly that cool.
Steve.
You had to listen to the subtle nuances It was a Hanson concert.
Oh,
Hanson.
Could you repeat your clue, Steve? What was that clue that you did?
No, I'm good.
I want to know what happened. I didn't see it.
You gotta go watch the video.
Damn
I bet he bopped.
Probably a good thing. All right. Well, Matt, let's move on. Let's see if we can get the occupation here. What was the occupation?
Yes, the occupation was the occupation. Oh goodness gracious! Oh yes, it was a pizza man.
I am sorry, it was not a pizza man. Blake.
Boy, not a pizza man. Then I'll go with a really bad baker.
I am sorry as well. That is not a baker. Bill, it's up to you. Come on, you can do this.
My best guess is a hibachi chef.
That is correct. Good
Yes.
job. Good
Wow.
job. Very
Nice.
good. All
What
right.
threw you off, Blake? The dough tossing?
I had props and everything.
You even had the sound going, Steve.
Ah,
All right, Matt.
Very well done.
What was the murder weapon?
It was a parachute.
I am sorry, it was not a parachute. How about you, Blake? What was the murder weapon?
Then I'll go with a bungee cord.
No, I am sorry, it was not a bungee cord. This leaves it up to you, Bill. Once again, what was the murder weapon?
I believe it was Niagara Falls, Travis.
Very good. Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. Good
Well,
job.
that ain't bad.
Yes. Well, that is our show for you tonight. We are here every Wednesday, 7 to 8. Join us Central Time. If you're not in our time zone, please find the right time to come check us out. 7 to 8 Central Time on Wednesdays.
I'd like, if I may, to give a shout out to my beautiful wife.
You
Her
may.
birthday is on the 1st. Her birthday. Happy birthday, baby.
Woo! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Suzanne.
birthday,
All
Suzanne.
right. Exciting. Cool. Well, hey, let's give it up to our players. Matt, give it up for Matt.
Woo! Get your ducks in a row.
Give it up for Blake. And for Bill. Keep it going for Steve. And give it up for Zach. And finally, behind the scenes, please give a round of applause to Becca for all the tech stuff that we needed to do.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody. That has been our show for tonight. We thank you for joining us. We enjoyed being your lube for the night. Good night.